Yeah. Yeah, this is a beauty. Oh, hey! How you doing, fellas? It's your boy Meta, coming to you from the Metaverse, wrestling representing SPW, Singapore Pro Wrestling, and you're watching Wrestle Geeks.
Welcome, everybody. This is Wrestle Geeks Recaps for New Japan. I'm your host, the Geek, Trevor Firth, and I'm joined this week by, again, members of Team Tiger Driver. I have the Mark, Juicy J.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Juicy J.
As well as the accountant, L Blue.
Hey guys, what's up? It's L Blue. L Blue. I like that. I forgot I chose that.
So guys, lots and lots of awesome Japanese wrestling. Some really cool stuff happening in New Japan right now too, of course.
Yeah, definitely a lot of cool stuff, man. It's exciting. It's like an exciting time right now to be a New Japan fan.
Yeah,
There's so much going on everywhere. That's what I love.
you never know who's gonna show up now with everything going on. Moxley being here, so it's exciting.
Yeah, so on this episode, we're going to be covering New Japan Strong from February 26th. So we're going to do the Moxley and Kenta match. We're also going to be recapping we're going to recap the main event from day 2 of Castle Attack, as well as each match. And then we're just going to give our general opinions on the state of New Japan, essentially, after the anniversary show. But yeah, let's get started with New Japan Strong, February 26th. So the first match of the night, we get a 6-man tag. Or no, sorry, it's an 8-man. With the DKC.
I told you guys it was cool.
Yeah,
it was.
It's cool. But he's teaming up with Kevin Knight, Clark Connors, and TJP to take on Brody King, ACH, and then Sterling and Logan Reigel. Now, right off the bat, King's team all came in wearing the mask. And I love how Kevin Kelly just lost his shit, how ACH kept the sweater on, kept the mask on the entire match.
Yeah.
But the ending of the match itself is when ACH goes over DKC with the Brainbuster. And this was just a great little intro match for me, just to warm up. And the only thing I really want to say about it before I shoot it over to you guys is, for me, we talked about last week on the show introducing new factions and introducing New Japan Strong only factions. And what do we have here? Brody King doing his thing, recruiting from what it looks like. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like he's. That's what he's doing. I mean, he could make his own little faction. That would be pretty cool.
ACH and the Reigel twins seem to be a good fit with him. So.
Yeah, definitely ACH, because I know he could get a little crazy too. So that'd be a cool matchup. And is it Reigel or is it Regal? I'm not too sure.
Based on how it's spelled, I feel like saying Reigel, Reigel. but it sounds like Kevin Kelly says Regal. I will admit, and I'm not sure.
I thought there were William Regal's sons first, because you know how they have David Finlay. I was like, wow, he had twins. That's good for him. Good for him and his 2 sons.
I believe William Regal does have a son that is being trained by WWE, but I'm not 100% on that.
No, yeah, but no, they look great. They look like twins. I'm not sure. I don't even know anymore. There's been rumors, and I don't know if you guys have read this, with Marty Scurll being involved with Strong. I don't know if they're keeping the what was the name of their old stable with Brody?
Villain Enterprises?
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing that again, or if Brody's doing his own thing with a new stable.
When it comes to Marty too, I've heard, this is unconfirmed, but I've heard that New Japan might not be what we think. apparently. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with Marty yet. For me, it's a wait and see.
Yeah. I agree. No, but yeah, I liked every guy in this match. I think it's kind of looking into the future with the Regal twins and DKC.
Yeah.
And Connors and Knight.
And how do you guys feel about Connors' hair? The fluffiness. It's getting kind of cool, right?
It's getting a cool levels of fluffiness.
Works for him.
Yeah. No, but overall, it was a cool match. I was surprised by how much Kevin Knight, how much hard blows he was hitting on Brody King, even taking him with the drop kick outside of the ring. That was crazy.
Yeah, he didn't back down. I like that. So I don't think of moves often because I'm not much of a moves guy. I'm like I don't think spots when I think about matches. I really think about stories.
Yeah.
So like that's why I like having other people with me for this, because I never think of the badass moves until people mention them. I'm like, oh yeah, that was cool.
Oh yeah.
But this, unless anybody has anything else they want to say about anything, we can move on to the next match.
Yeah, let's move on. This was a cool, like you said, a cool startup match. So
yeah. So next was Ren Narita versus Chris Dickinson, and man, we all thought, like you said it last week, Jay, Narita was gonna get his ass kicked. Is what we all thought.
Yeah.
Nah, he weathered that storm. He weathered the storm that is Chris Dickinson, and he pulled out a win with a sharpshooter, making him tap out. Like that.
Know, that was so crazy, man. Like Narita was landing his hard blows on Dickinson, and we're like, "What's going on? He's gonna job out." Like, man, why is this happening right now? But that was a good. I liked the match. A definitely hard hitting match, and Narita pulls that upset with the Narita special number 3.
Yeah.
I love it when wrestlers' name moves after themselves. It's the best. Yeah, this, like you guys said, this was like a big shocker where it's like you've got this big boy, Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson, and he submitted. Like, if anything, I would expect like a roll up or just like some shenanigans going on. No, just like straight up made him tap out. So I wonder what this means for Narita. You know, is he going to be tried to be known as like a technical wrestler, or you know where this is going to take both of these guys, right? Are they going to keep feuding, or what's going to come out of it?
Yeah,
give it a little break, cool it off for a little bit, and then come back to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That could be really, yeah. But yeah, for me, like Dickinson going over says a lot too. Like he's one of those guys that like he's big, tough guy, and it took a lot for Narita to make him tap too. Like it didn't make him look weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They made him look good and lost.
Right.
But next is the big match. This is the big one, right? Jon Moxley defending the US IWGP Heavyweight title against Kenta.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, this is just 14 minutes of brutality, right?
Uh-huh.
Like hard hitting. Let's just see how hard we can hit each other. That's all it was. 14 minutes straight. I loved it. I really loved it. But like right at the end, Kenta has his last minute of defiance, saying just a "fuck you, Moxley, fuck you," constantly. And then he just gets hit with a Death Rider, and Moxley retains. And I couldn't believe it. I left me in shock. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Didn't last week? Didn't we all say that he was gonna lose?
Not just us. You like. Not just all of us, but like people on Fightful, people on What Culture, people on Wrestle Talk, people like people all over wrestling media were like, no, Moxley's gonna lose to Kenta.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I mean, it was what made sense. Like this could, like we were talking about last week, is him winning. You could do so much with him in New Japan Strong, and now that he lost, I don't know what's gonna happen. Is Moxley gonna leave for like another however many months it took for this match to
Uh,
be created.
Another year.
well, now they're setting up for the tournament, right? Again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the strong style.
Yeah,
Evolved, you mean?
that's well, the tournament's probably gonna again give that person a contendership against Moxley, right?
Yeah.
So Moxley can take that TV taping off, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't need to. He's not going to be in the tournament. I mean, he could because we've seen it in New Japan. The heavyweight champion has been, Okada and whatever has been in tournaments before.
Yeah.
But I think they have time to figure things out, and either the person who wins the tournament beats Moxley, or that from that point on, Moxley is going to be more available to New Japan, maybe.
Yeah.
Because after the pay-per-view this Saturday with AEW, I don't know if Moxley's gonna stay in AEW. Like, I don't know what's going on, right? Like, because that's the most Japanese wrestling thing I've ever heard of, was an exploding barbed wire death match. So yeah, like, man, I don't know about you guys. Like, how do you guys feel about like what they could do with Moxley maybe as champion?
Go for it, Blue.
I mean, I think what they're trying to do is like really legitimize the US belt. And I like, just similar to you guys, I thought Kenta was going to take it and just probably hold it forever. Just like he defended that briefcase for like months on end. It's kind of like the buildup was there though, because it's like, okay, you got Kenta with multiple defenses, more defenses on his briefcase than Moxley probably had on his belt. And there was a legitimate build up to that, so maybe they'll try to treat that title as like a big fight feel where, hey, Moxley's not always around to defend it, but when he is, he gets the job done until they find somebody, like an ace of this of New Japan Strong to step up and finally dethrone him. Because I think that's what it's building up for. They're building up Moxley like a monster, and they're just gonna keep not feeding guys to him, but keep it on them until they feel the time is right.
Yeah.
Go with a Lesnar style story.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah,
if you will. Hopefully a lot better than
yeah, no, it's a bad
year.
comparison, I understand, but it's the closest comparison I can think of in wrestling right now.
I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like they kind of did something similar with Kurt Angle when he had the IWGP belt, like back in the day. It was like 2008.
That is beyond my knowledge. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so I don't think they're strangers to that, but I mean the door's open, right? I think as long as that's there, that they'll keep the belt on them until they find like someone they think will be a good successor.
Yeah,
but
I think they're gonna do the same thing with like Ibushi, right? They want to keep him maybe the champion for a long time, similar to Okada a few years back that he never lost. So yeah, definitely agree. It'll be cool to have him champion for a very long time.
I like the idea of the heavyweight title, the New Japan heavyweight title being, or IWGP, sorry, heavyweight title, being that long title reign, like a belt that is known for having really long title reigns. I like that idea. But yeah, we'll see where they go next. Or anything to add, Jack?
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, what you guys said, like I just mentioned, just agree with Moxley being the champion for a long time. So let's see what happens, and hopefully with his being a champion and nobody being able to defeat him, hopefully that happens. But it could maybe with the AEW match that he's having this weekend, with that crazy match you just mentioned, maybe in these two other crazy matches in different places, so in New Japan Strong or somewhere else. So it'll be cool.
He's still scheduled for more Bloodsport apparently too.
Yeah, maybe that's a way to. And we're just speculating here now. Maybe that's a way to write him off for a bit and have him be like this foreign representative, if they want to give him a break from weekly shows. But we'll see. It's interesting, like the amount of matchups you can have, because it's not just guys from Strong; it's also guys from New Japan. to see who can go, Osprey or
But
Okada.
do
This
we?
one, Mhm.
No, I was gonna say, do we feel bad for Kenta at this point?
I kind of do. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Like, I'm disappointed that Moxley won. Ultimately, I'm disappointed. And I don't like the decision that Moxley won,
Yeah.
but depending what they do next, I
Mhm.
can accept it and enjoy it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, like, it all hinges on what happens next for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of do feel bad for the guy.
I do feel really bad for Kenta. All
Man.
that crap in WWE, and then, like, he comes out, he has all that heat, he's got all that, like, and just for this. It felt really, like, I was sitting there and I was feeling really, 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 like, just underwhelmed.
Yeah.
After Moxley won, I was just feeling underwhelmed. Man, that was just such an anticlimactic ending to Kento's story. Like, oh.
This is gonna put him to the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
And especially in Bullet Club. It's gonna put him under I don't know, under Chase Owens or maybe somebody somebody else. Somebody worse, Fall A or something. He's the very bottom.
My goodness. Is Fall A even wrestling anymore? Still wrestling?
Yeah, he's gonna be in the cup.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have him on Instagram, and he posts like a lot of motivational videos. Like, it's just him like talking to you, and he's
he's a coach, right? So he's a trainer.
Yeah. He's like, don't give up, and I'm like, oh, okay. And like, I like to watch him because it's like really. I mean, it's more than that. Obviously, he puts more than effort in that, but I'm just like, he just scares you into being motivated. He's just an intimidating guy.
You're like, yes, General, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. His
cool.
His Instagram's very motivational. If you guys want to add him on there.
I'll be honest, I don't do the Instagram thing, or Twitter at all. I don't do either, but yeah.
The devil.
Trust me, very distracting during work.
So we're gonna fire into Castle Attack now, right? So
yeah.
For night one, well, we were each gonna bring up a match and then talk about the main event of night two.
Uh-huh.
If we go chronologically, Jay, I believe your match is first.
Yeah, it sure is. The match I liked, it was Yoshihashi versus Tangaloa.
I'm so sad JP's not here just to fit you for that.
Right? It's like you'd be angry, all upset. Like, oh, why do you say that match?
I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry, I just had to say it.
No. Yeah. But the reason I like this match is because Yoshihashi is like the ultimate underdog. Like, maybe, I don't know if there's a word worse than underdog, but he's the guy that you never expect's going to win. And he did it in this match. But you kind of felt like, oh man, maybe, is he going to do it this time? Is he maybe going to beat Tangaloa? And, I mean, Tangaloa was cool too because he usually never has singles matches. It's always tag team matches. So it was an interesting concept of putting them in this match. And again, you wanted to see Yoshihashi prevail over Tangaloa. And throughout the match, I mean, Tangaloa couldn't defeat him. Like, he tried to pin him several times, and he wasn't able to. Like, Yoshihashi kept getting up. And it was surprising, like, oh man, Yoshihashi, he's my hero. And again, I want JP on here so I can tell him that. But that's why I like this match. It's the ultimate underdog. You wanted him to win. He did it, but it was exciting for me. For me, I mean, a lot of people probably didn't like this match, but I liked it. It was 12 minutes of fun. Tangaloa beat Yoshihashi with ape shit, his move.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a cool match.
For myself, I really, really, really like Tangaloa, honestly.
Yeah.
I love Tangaloa, so getting to see him in a singles match was really cool. I agree with you. It's not something that, like, as a fan of his, not something I get to see often.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like, no, Yoshihashi is a very, very technically sound pro wrestler. Like, for me, my thing about Yoshihashi is that he's very run-of-the-mill, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just my thing about him. But I mean, like, no, I enjoyed the match. I also enjoyed like the ending when when Tonga came out.
Yeah.
And it starts beating on him, and then like Goto runs in, and their match just starts. That was cool. I just want to mention that too.
Oh man, Yoshi.
He's my hero, man. Like he's like it makes you believe that you could be a wrestler because of him.
You know, do you guys watch a lot of anime? Yeah, this is the kind of archetype Yoshihashi kind of gives me. He's like the little brother kind of character where he's like, "Big brother." I don't know if you guys have ever seen anime, but if you do, you get it. If you do, you don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's like the little brother. He's always kind of getting into fights in over his head, and it sucks because he's kind of just typecast at that point. But whenever he's but he's always putting in that extra effort. But yeah, it's just it'll get him stuck in that position for a while. But yeah, that's just the way I would describe it, as silly as it sounds.
So my pick was also on day one, and my pick is Yano defending his title against Chase Owens in the strap match. And like, man, I just love Yano. I really love Yano. And Chase Owens is also really, really, really funny. Like, he's my Yoshihashi.
Yeah.
Chase Owens is my Yoshihashi. Like, I love Chase Owens for some reason. And I can't even tell you why, per se. Like, back when he was doing Mr. 5 Count, like, yes. Just yes. But, no, I really enjoyed the match. I liked how they did a variation of a strap match where they had of a 4-corner strap match, where instead of touching the 4 corners, they had to tear off the 4 turnbuckles, and the person who tore off the most turnbuckles won, I believe. I'm not even sure. I'll be honest. All I know is that Yano walked out winning. There was a bunch of cool spots with the turnbuckle padding that I really liked, and they used the strap really intelligently in the match. And like I've like one of the shows that I booked had a strap match. I didn't book the strap match. The 2 wrestlers were like, "Hey, we want to do a strap match," and I was like, "Cool, do it." But and it was great. They did a good job with it. So I feel a little partial towards them, I guess.
Yeah. No, strap matches are cool. I always like them. Always leads into like a lot of brutality, which you had it.
Yeah.
In this match was cool. Because like we were talking about last week, we wanted to get Yano get beat. And it happened.
Yep. Absolutely.
And Chase Owens, even though he's like your Yoshihashi, I've seen him like here locally in Texas in his matches, and he has great matches with all the indie guys. So he's a great wrestler, but I think once you put him into New Japan, of course you have people at a higher level than him, so it's hard for him that way. But it was a cool match though. Definitely a cool strap match. It was definitely confusing what was going on, but it was fun. It was like just fun everywhere.
But I will say, what you just said about Chase Owens applies to Yoshihashi.
Yeah.
You put him in a smaller indie promotion in Japan, and like he is the top guy in that promotion, and hands down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, no, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be the main event guy somewhere else. Yeah.
Absolutely, they're main event guys on the indie scene. I'd love to have either one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's some excursion time for Yoshihashi.
All right.
Oh man, bringing the strong.
He's been at it a while. He already had an excursion a long time ago. Anything to add about this one, Blue, before you go into yours?
Not really. Did I ever tell you the story? So I was lucky enough to get to go to Japan 2020 before the whole pandemic happened, and Toru Yano actually has like a restaurant there. And it's just a random story where I met some people that were wrestling fans. They're like, "Hey, you want to go to Toru Yano's restaurant?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" I barely know you, but hell yeah.
Yes.
And there's like a sign outside. It's in Japanese. None of us know how to read Japanese. We just kind of go up the elevator. It's like a little room, and then we get there, and you just see Yano like, no, no, no. Like it was full of wrestling fans, and we got kicked out. And I was like, well, at least I can say I got kicked out by Toru Yano.
Yeah.
Super random story, but it was cool. If you ever get to go, he has a restaurant, and you should totally check it out.
Absolutely.
If you're able to make reservation. Huh?
It's on my bucket list for Japan now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, but that was just a funny story.
Definitely,
awesome.
We need another strap match in the near future.
So Blue, you want to shoot into your match?
Yeah. So my match was on night 2. It was the 3-way IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match to crown the new Junior Heavyweight Champion between Bushi, Desperado, and Phantasmo. And this was just a great match. Like you rarely have triple threat matches in New Japan, so it's always fun to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Get everybody involved. And honestly, I think we were all up in the air who was going to win this match. I'm like an Ingo Mark for Bushi. So I was like, well, Bushi, it's been a while since he's had the belt. So this was his chance to, Hiromu's hurt. He can take it. Then you have Desperado, another guy that, honestly, all three of these guys haven't really had much going on in their junior heavyweight careers over the past year. Well, Desperado's had his tag championships. Actually, they've all been tag champions since last year, now that I think about it. But as far as singles careers, they've kind of played second fiddle. But this was a really exciting match, really cool spots. There's at a certain point, Phantasmo like drops Desperado on his head outside, takes him out for a while. So there was also it was very very smart with the booking, where it's like, okay, this guy's hurt. Now it's a one-on-one for like the next 5 minutes, and then here comes Desperado, makes the save. A lot of exchanging of finishers, a lot of teases. Just really exciting match. Just the type of match I like to see with junior heavyweights. They used the 3-way kind of stipulation very well, just to tease a lot of finishes. And at the end, Desperado won using the Pinche Loco, which translates to effing crazy. If you guys didn't know that,
That's great.
The Pinche Loco. I think he hit 2 of them. So to take out Phantasmo, and I like that because I know, Trevor, you wanted Phantasmo to bring the belt back here to the States or back to USA. Even though that would have been awesome. Like I agree, that would have been a great turn. But Desperado, I'm glad he finally got his time to shine here, especially with that performance he had with Hiromu. That match was crazy. He takes off where he took off his mask and he went through all these things to try to win the belt, and just came up short. Now he finally, out of the 3, he's definitely the one with the most hype coming from like going into this match. So it was good. There's also have like a funny story behind this. Again, when I was in Japan, I met this one girl that was a New Japan fan, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm a big Desperado fan," and I'm like, "Oh no." I'm so sorry. Like, it's like, no, I have nothing against Despy. It's just like, this was 2020 at the beginning. He mainly just he's tagging with Kanemaru. His tag team with Kanemaru was so much fun to watch, but he really didn't have much going on. But she was like a Desperado mark, and I'm like, I bet somewhere, wherever she is in the world right now, she's cheering for good old Despy. And I hope he has like a great reign. I hope he defends the belt. And
this guy's a man. Because in like my favorite guys in New Japan, like, is Taichi my favorite, and then Desperado, and then everyone else. He's a cool guy. Yeah, but it was definitely an innovative match, Blue. It's surprising that it was 23 minutes, because I felt much shorter because there was so much stuff going on. It was so fun. It felt like 5 minutes, but it was 23 minutes, like longer than the other, I think the second longest or one of the longer ones of the Castle Attack. It was definitely a cool match. And definitely, Blue, I think you would agree with me with this. From going to wrestling in Mexico, when El Fantasma took off Desperado's mask, you definitely got that feeling like, oh no, like something's gonna go down. Because usually in Mexico, as you guys know, when you take off somebody's mask, is like it's gonna infuriate you. It's gonna make the match like to another level. Like maybe somebody's gonna get bloodied up or something's gonna happen. I mean, it didn't go to those extremes, but still, it was still cool though. Still a cool match.
Just to yeah, that was the moment for me when Phantasmo, like, because I was all in for Phantasmo winning this, as you guys know. But as soon as like Phantasmo ripped off the mask and like paraded around like Desperado's mask on his head, I'm just like, oh boy, you're gonna die. Like Desperado is gonna come back out here. Like even if you win this match tonight, Desperado is gonna break your leg. Holy crap. Yeah. But no, man, as soon as Desperado crawled back out, I was like, that's it, Desperado's winning this. I knew right away.
Yeah, that was such a good kind of tease and just kind of a rest spot for Desperado too after taking that bump. It's just like comes back in with his other mask, because I think it was just it's like a slightly different mask, but he's like, oh yeah, he always has like two versions of the same mask.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Like he was willing to go back to change it. But no, real fun match overall. Just guys you don't see get a chance that often kind of get to shine, and hopefully this is the start of something good for Desperado and all three of these guys, really.
Yeah, and Bushi kind of felt bad for him, kind of like we were talking about Kenta, because he never gets chances. He's kind of like the bottom of the barrel with. What's that?
I kind of felt like he was primed to go too. Like I kind of felt like this could have been Bushi's moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, he was definitely a dark horse in this one. I don't think anybody really believed Bushi was going to win deep down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't eat the pin, so nope, maybe there's room in the future for a Bushi Desperado match. It's just always good. I love mass wrestlers.
But yeah, overall I enjoyed that match too. It was crazy. It was just pure craziness, and New Japan doesn't do enough of them.
Yeah.
But now we have the main event. Or did you have anything else to add, Jay? Sorry.
No. I was gonna say the same thing. Like, now to the main event.
Yeah. So Kota Ibushi is defending the Intercontinental title, not the heavyweight title, against Naito.
Yeah. And
I love the story going into this match. I just love the story that is Tetsuya Naito. Like, period, as a story fan in wrestling, that I cannot ask for anything better than this 10-year arc that is his career. It's incredible. But Ibushi does defend and does retain. And I will admit, I felt sad. There's a part of me that felt really sad at the end of this match. I don't know about you guys. It's like a good sad, but I still felt sad.
Yeah, it was definitely emotional. Like Naito, am I wrong, or were all of us going for Naito? I think.
I was.
Yeah.
I think we were pretty split on.
We were half and half.
Yeah, I think we were half and half, because I was of the opinion like I don't mind either way. It's win-win kinda.
Yeah.
But I was leaning towards Naito.
Yeah. No, yeah, but I agree. Definitely emotional. And the way the story throughout the match was, I mean, in the very beginning, it was a lot of submissions. They were a long time in the mat for a while, and then of course they got into the strikes, and those strikes were hard, man. I mean, it wasn't as brutal as other matches that they had. Like we were talking about last week, that they were maybe somebody was gonna break their neck or get injured. It wasn't that intense. It was still intense, but not to that extreme. But the way they did it though is cool, because of course they started doing the submissions in the mat with the striking, and you're like, oh no, well maybe it can go either way. Like nobody thought maybe Naito was gonna win. Maybe everyone was leaning toward Ibushi. So it was definitely getting into really of playing with everyone's emotions of, oh man, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Is the belts or the titles gonna be unified or not? What's gonna happen? So it was cool. What do you think, Blue?
I agree. I enjoyed this match. I think the one spot I remember the most is where Naito does like this basement drop kick on Ibushi's knees, and I think that's why they started doing so many submission holds. Because I thought like Ibushi was hurt because he just
Yeah.
landed that perfectly like on his lower. I don't even know if he hit his knees or like his shins, but he just kicked his
Yeah.
feet from under him. He just like falls flat, and for the rest of the match, he's just working his legs. No, very very good match, methodical along the way. Yeah, I'm with Trevor. Kind of wanted to see Naito get that belt one more time. But I think that was the story of the match. It's like, he's trying to save the belt that pretty much kicked all this off, right? Kind of his giant grudge against New Japan and the fans. It's a little sad to see it kind of this soon. You think that maybe this would have been something to save for Dominion or a bigger pay-per-view, but I think New Japan's just trying to, they're just trying to book the best show that they can right now in these COVID times. And that they're having fan access now, so I'm happy there's fans there to see it. But I don't know, it's interesting to see where Naito goes from here. What's next for him, like as a Naito fan, and what's next for Kota, like who? Well, I guess we found out what was next for Kota right after this match. If you guys want to go into that, if that's a good segue.
Yeah, we have time. We can totally cover the anniversary. We can cover like the ending of the anniversary show and that if you guys want to.
Yeah.
Sure.
The anniversary. Well, before we go into that match, real quick, I just wanted to say the Naito versus Great-O-Khan match was a great one for me. So if you guys want to check that out, that's definitely one to watch. Very interesting what happened at the end. But going to Ibushi and Desperado, I want to say that I was looking forward to Desperado all belts, which didn't happen.
Oh yeah, I want to say when he walked in with both the tag belts around his neck and the belt around his waist, I was like, damn, he looks badass. I love it.
Yeah.
And just to clarify for audiences, sorry, we've transitioned now to the anniversary show, the New Japan 49th anniversary show, which is on, which was March 4th, I believe. Yes, March 4th. We're just talking about the main event and state of New Japan afterwards, basically at this point. But sorry, you keep going, Jerry.
No, definitely, yeah. Just again, I was looking forward to with this Ibushi and Desperado main event for anniversary show. I was looking forward to Desperado winning and being Desperado all belts to win everything. And Desperado is one of my favorite guys in New Japan, especially because of his mask. So, because he has that swagger, like if he had all the belts, like it would make him that even cooler. So yeah, this was a cool match for me. I think I liked it more than Ibushi versus Naito. For me, but I don't know how you guys felt about it.
From an in-ring standpoint, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
From an actual in-ring action standpoint, yeah, I agree with you. It's better than the Naito match, but the story from Naito, I already said what I had to say about that, of course.
Yeah.
But no, like Desperado, especially the gold for this mask, like gorgeous. making up for the torn up mask from Castle Attack, right?
Right.
This brand, he's like, I got the gold. I need my new gold mask, like gorgeous. But Ibushi and Desperado was really cool, and I did catch the end of Naito and Great-O-Khan. That was really interesting. You're right. But yeah, no. Ibushi is to me next level. Ibushi is probably my top in New Japan right now. Quickly followed by Will Ospreay, but
you're right.
Yeah, those are my two favorites in New Japan right now. But yeah, Desperado is going up. He's going up fast. His stock is rising, man. Holy crap! Especially after this match.
Yeah, I think what this match shows most of all, it's like Kota's ability to work both as a junior and a heavyweight. Like he has both those styles down because he was a junior heavyweight at some point. So he can put up the type of match with guys like Hiromu and Desperado. It would have been amazing to see him against Hiromu, but you know, fate didn't define. Fate didn't intervened. Intervened.
Right.
But still, I know I'm getting tongue twisted.
Don't worry about it.
Seeing Desperado kind of get to this point, it's like, wow, that's, I mean, in one night pretty much put him against the IWGP double champion in on Thursday. So that was crazy to see and realize for Desperado. And hopefully, this means like a long and prosperous reign for him as the junior heavyweight champ and tag champs. I feel like the tag team championships always get underlooked. They're just like the belts you get if, you know, they need to switch something. But hopefully it gets taken more seriously and Suzuki Gun gets a little bit more presence. I feel like they've in the last couple months they've kind of been a little underwhelming, not really winning belts. So
I mean, Minoru Suzuki is not present.
I think he
What's the faction without Minoru Suzuki? And we have to admit, Minoru Suzuki is getting up there in age. He's getting up, like sorry, he's slowing down.
Yeah.
Like, he has to slow down. And so we are actually getting to a point where realistically Suzuki Gun might be just reaching its end.
Yeah, don't say that, Trevor. You're going to make me cry.
I mean, it needs to be reinvented. What if Tai Chi just takes control and reinvents it? How about that? Do you like that idea?
Tai Chi. Yeah. I like that idea.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Tai Chi Gun.
Tai Chi Gun. There we go.
2021. So I think right now it's kind of in a repairing phase with Minoru only being, you know, he can only show up for so many shows. Also have him on Instagram. He's a fun guy to follow. He's surprisingly, you know, for his age, he's like always streaming, talking about his store, Pile Driver in Harajuku. So I just think it's fun following some of these Japanese wrestlers because they're very entertaining. Anyways, that's my plug for him.
You need to find out if Doki has a Instagram.
Doki. Oh yeah, I haven't seen Doki in a while.
Because he seems like a funny guy.
No, but yeah, overall, this a great match. Great to see Kota kind of wrestling as a junior heavyweight too. So I feel like Hiromu's always kind of, his whole story has been trying to push the junior heavyweight title at the same kind of level as the heavyweight and intercontinental title. Unfortunately, that wasn't meant to be at this time around, but maybe somewhere in the near future. I don't know how long was Hiromu out for. It's a while, right? It's like 6 months.
6 to 12 months.
Yikes!
It's a big window too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have no idea right now.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. That this also helps build for missing this helps build his story, and just everybody involved. So it's interesting to see.
But it's a cool transition for him in the future with Ibushi. Like we were talking about before we started recording, with Ibushi trying to, you know, retiring that Intercontinental, but still, you know, unifying the belts, but still wanting to have matches with junior heavyweights and heavyweights. So it's cool. It makes sense what they're trying to do.
For me, it doesn't. I'll be honest. I like it, but it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. You still wanted the legacy of the Intercontinental belt? And
no,
the legacy
retiring the Intercontinental is fine by me. But I'm a guy where your titles have to have a theme and have to make sense. And by getting rid of the Intercontinental, they are accomplishing that in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the heavyweight, junior heavyweight, heavyweight tag, junior heavyweight tag. Then you have the open weight belt. And to me, Ibushi defending the heavyweight title against junior heavyweights makes no sense when there's an open weight division. Like you're making your open weight title pointless. That's how I see it. So for me, it's like either you do weight divisions, or you do like geographical areas, or you stylistic, like the ROH Pure and Impact X division. Like I don't like companies picking and choosing. Oh, well, I want to have some of those elements, and I want to have some of these elements for my titles. I don't like that personally.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So keep it pure. Keep it.
Like if you're gonna go to weight classes, keep it to weight classes. If not, then like don't bother using the term heavyweight championship, because it's not a heavyweight championship if guys who are under 205 pounds can compete for it.
Yeah.
That's my personal view on it.
Yeah. You're right. But if for like kind of to kind of
hot take. Sorry.
Yeah. But in their defense too, the way wrestling is changing now, like a lot of you can't limit to just people in certain weight classes now, because there's smaller guys that are really good, and you want to have them matches with bigger guys, because the whole mix of having bigger guys against smaller kind of makes it interesting instead of just a bunch of big guys having matches. Yeah. I think maybe in their defense, but I know what you're saying though.
If I started my own promotion from scratch, I think my open weight title would end up becoming the main title. Yeah. Essentially, because of that, because of exactly what you just said. I think the open weight title would take precedence.
Yeah. So in another, like, the way they're doing it, taking from what you're saying, it's kind of creating another never open weight championship, I guess.
Yes, that's my issue.
And the never open weight, it's not as high class of a title as the other ones. It's kind of like,
but it could be.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Hot take.
What do you think, Blue?
I think I understand with Desperado challenging for the heavyweight, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Because guys like Kota, Shingo, who started like as junior heavyweights, they have to go through the never open weight division, win that belt, and then they're kind of justified a shot at the heavyweight belt, or at the G1 or.
That makes sense for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense when they do it like that. Obviously, the open weight feels like a transitional belt at some point, but again, yeah, I see where you mean with this. I think it was just for storyline sakes. I always like to to kind of fill in some of these blanks. I think Desperado just took advantage of the fact that it's like, oh, it's the anniversary show. Let me egg this guy on into getting a title shot.
Well, I believe it was for the Intercontinental belt and not the heavyweight, right?
For the anniversary show?
Yeah, I think it was for the Intercon. So Desperado would have been retiring the Intercon instead of Ibushi.
Well, from what I'm seeing in front of my screen right now, it looks like it was for both, because it's saying here it was Ibushi's third defense for the heavyweight and fourth defense for Intercontinental. Oh, okay. I know it was a little confusing because at the very beginning when on the previous night, I thought Desperado was challenging for like his belts too, like his titles, and Ibushi's like it was all the belts, and I was like, whoa, that's gonna be crazy. It was a little confusing.
Okay, been ranting.
Yeah. I think that here's my speculation of what happened and what was planned to happen. And I mean, I don't work for New Japan, so I don't know. But I think originally Hiromu was supposed to be in this spot where, again, we go back to his story where he's always wanted to elevate the belts to be in the same position. But that spot was given to Desperado, who just happened to win the belt that night. So it doesn't make a lot of sense on paper to have a guy he's a first time ever champion, be cocky enough to come up to the double champion. But he just had to fill in that role. And I mean, the match was great overall. It's just, story wise, they did, unfortunately, Hiromu getting put on the sidelines kind of made him stumble. And I think they should have audibled and just had the traditional, non-title match. But they're like, nah, you know what? Let's just strap a jetpack to Desperado and have him challenge for it. So I think that's kind of that's my idea of what they wanted to happen versus what happened because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
But maybe that's me just bailing out New Japan for you.
I mean, it does make logical sense, though. I will give you that. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very
They made it
logical.
work. They made it work.
Yeah,
somehow.
no, it worked though.
Yeah.
So Jay, where's New Japan going from here? What happens next, man?
What we have next is exciting for me, for you guys, I'm sure too. But the New Japan Cup 2021 is coming up next. I mean, we already had some matches in the anniversary show for the New Japan Cup, but that's definitely exciting. You could have your brackets ready, see who's going to win, who's going to go all the way to be the New Japan Cup champion. The current one is Evil, which is why he gets a bye in the tournament.
Yeah.
And
okay.
yeah, this definitely is going to be cool. What do you think about the cup? Do you like the cup? Or you're not interested as much? Or
I have never followed a cup from start to finish.
Yeah.
I've usually, because I watch so much stuff, years prior, I've only ever jumped on for like the semifinals, usually, is when I jump on. But from this year, I'm going to try and watch it all the way through. I mean, I got the chance to watch the entire anniversary show today, so
yeah.
I'm already started. I might as well try it at this point. We'll see.
You definitely should. No, go ahead.
We'll see how far I get.
Yeah, it's hard to try. Sometimes I try it, and I'm like watching every match every night. I mean, I'm watching it live because when you don't watch it live, you want to you prone to maybe fast forward to a certain match or something. But I try and I watch it live every night that comes on. But then towards the middle, I'm like, oh man, I'm tired. Can't wake up at 2 in the morning. And then, but it's definitely cool to watch the matches though, to see all those stories that are going on and interwoven stories and stories maybe in the future that are coming up. And so it's cool though. Definitely a lot of matches that you need to watch. What makes me upset though, it makes sense to have Kevin Kelly, rest his voice, but everything's gonna be Japanese. What's that?
No English commentary?
No English commentary until the last 2 nights, until March 20th and March 21st.
Ooh.
And that kind of makes me a little upset. And I mean, I like, of course, the Japanese language because I'm trying to learn it. But it just I know it kind of takes away. Oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna be happening until the very end.
Oh man, no! I started watching because I became obsessed with Maki Ito. I started watching Tokyo Joshi Pro, and they don't have English commentary.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough. If I would have not have watched as much subtitled anime in my life, I don't think I'd be getting through it this easily.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on, but I think I understand the emotions being conveyed. It's the best I can do.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I knew more Japanese, Blue. I mean, I think knows than I do, and JP too knows Japanese. So if I had maybe their knowledge, then it would be as rough. But again, it's still cool matches. I think though, even the cooler ones are coming up this weekend. For example, Goto versus Taichi, and Okada versus Shingo Takagi.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, those would be cool matches. And then. So yeah, but what do you think, Blue?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm definitely excited for Okada versus Shingo. It's just a shame to see one of these guys is gonna have to go right at the beginning. I don't want to see either of them go. That easily for me could have been a final because I love Shingo, I love Okada. Taichi and Goto is also a very good one. I think that they really have that hard hitting, never open weight style. Honestly, just going through the brackets, I have it open right now. Just going through the brackets and seeing the matches we could all see. I think that little block where Taichi, Okada, and Shingo is the most exciting one. We also got Will Ospreay. I feel like Will Ospreay is definitely one of the contenders to win this whole thing. I mean, he's got his own stable now. I think this is their opportunity to push him to the moon, and he's got a decent he goes against Tenzan, which I think I have nothing against Tenzan, but usually when they pitch you against one of these veterans, you'll probably come out with the win. But you never know. Anything can happen in the New Japan Cup. Then he'll probably be against either Zack Sabre Jr. or Gabriel Kidd. So it's probably gonna be Zack.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Gabriel.
I love Gabriel Kidd. But like, no way.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. So I kind of see Ospreay at least getting to the semifinals there. And then looking at the group right adjacent to him, it's Yuji Nagata, Yota Tsuji, which I don't think any of those guys are gonna end up winning. That'd be amazing. And then Ishii and Sonata. So I'm like, that's a block I'm like watching because I was like, I think if I had to pick someone to win, I'd probably pick Ospreay just because he's kind of been quiet, but he has a stable going on. It's like the United Empire's time to shine. And if you guys watch the anniversary show, Cobb and Okan already advanced.
Oh yeah.
So it might be one of those where it's like the United Empire just kind of runs the deck for most of the tournament. Who do you guys think is going to win?
I have no idea who's going to win the whole tournament, and I'll be honest, I'm just here to enjoy it at this point. But I do have a question. When is the Okada match scheduled for? Like, what date?
Okada versus Shingo is on March 6th.
March 6th. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Okay.
So, on AEW this week, Paul White made an announcement saying that AEW is signing somebody who is like Hall of Fame worthy. A massive talent is coming to AEW. This person will not be competing on Sunday at the pay-per-view, but they will be appearing to confirm and to make it all official.
Yeah.
So what if Okada loses in the first round and then just shows up at Revolution the next night?
That'd be huge.
I just throwing it out. I love it.
That's a quick plane ride though from Saturday to Sunday, but they just need him to get there.
They just need him to be on camera at that point. Maybe say a few words. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I saw that announcement too. I wonder who it's gonna be. I've been trying to avoid the dirt sheets just to see like, hey, I want a legitimate surprise in wrestling for a while.
SRS Sean Ross Sapp says he has no idea who it is and he's not getting feedback and nobody's telling him who it is. So if anybody says they know who it is, they're lying. If SRS doesn't know, nobody knows. That's the way I see it.
I can't think of anybody on top of my head that could be the person.
I mean, I can think of, and this is just like, if they're talking about like Hall of Fame, quote unquote. If they got Punk, that'd be huge. That's probably the biggest person outside of Okada. But like that's just like Mark Heaven.
It is.
I love CM Punk, but it's like I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of money he's probably gonna ask for.
Yeah.
That's the only other person.
Punk kind of over Punk now. Like before I was really excited about it, the idea, and now I'm like, whatever.
It's been too long removed from wrestling. That's the thing.
I wasn't watching when Punk was doing his whole thing.
Yeah.
I only heard about the pipe bomb once I started watching again years later. So I'm like, Punk has like no effect on me. I had no idea. I'm like, okay, what's so special about CM Punk? Like, I don't get it. But of course, I went and watched some old ROH, and I get what was so special about CM Punk back in the day. So, anything else to go off of, Jerry? Like, that's all we got coming up is that tournament, right?
Yeah, the New Japan Cup, and like I said, all the stories, interwoven stories, and things going on. We'll see who prevails and wins the cup. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. One thing I do want to say that was interesting. I know Blue kind of mentioned it of Tsuji, that maybe he's not gonna go far. But if you were watching the Castle Attack and the Anniversary show, like it seems like there's something like really going on with Tsuji and Tanahashi. Like Tsuji's gonna be. Seems like, I don't know, maybe he's going to turn on him, but I don't know. Of course, it's interesting, to watch the Cup and see what's going to happen and all the stuff going on. So watch it. It's going to be cool.
Tonight, New Japan Strong. We start with Road to Strong Style Evolved. So we're going to be doing qualifiers for the Strong Style Evolved tournament. So yeah, we're getting 2 big tournaments in New Japan going at the same time. So this should be cool.
Yeah. I like tournaments. I'm a tournament guy.
Tournaments are fun, and New Japan does them best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Jay, where can we find Tiger Driver Radio? What do you guys got coming up? Plug away.
Plugs. On Facebook and Instagram, we're on Tiger Driver Radio. Just look us up that way. On Twitter, we're on Tiger Driver Rad1. That's RAD1. As far as things coming up, we do have our plan either the next weekend or the following, maybe starting back up with the show on our podcast, and maybe some other surprises in the future we have going. Of course, we need to, set it up and plan it out better. That way we can, of course, announce it on social media. So just search for us and follow us and get the updates.
There are plans.
Yeah. And then Trevor's going to join us on our show, right, Trevor?
I will join you guys every once in a while when I can, man. Like, I will make the time.
Cool.
I can't guarantee I'll be there every week, but I'll definitely make time. At this rate, like I'm doing a lot for this. I love it though. I love it. So I just want to do a quick shout out to Adam Robbins, who I use a little ad for his album as my outro on all my videos. And Adam Robbins is he's a local maritime rapper, hip hop artist, and he does songs based on. Right now, he just released an album called Hip Hop's Heels, and it's all pro wrestling themed. So check it out. Big Boss Man rap was really, really good. I also really liked his Bret Hart, the best there ever will be. Really great, really fun stuff. As well as I want to give a shout out to my friend Meta from Singapore Pro Wrestling. He did the little intro skit for this video, and he will Singapore SPW is supposed to be starting back up, and hopefully he'll give us little reports about what's going on over there once their show starts running up again.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So, like, share, subscribe, everybody. Leave a comment down below about what you're looking forward to for New Japan. Who do you think is going to win the Strong Style Evolved tournament? Who do you think is going to win the New Japan Cup? And have a good one. Join us next week